Fox News host Bill O'Reilly has defended Donald Trump on numerous occasions during interviews, often trying to coach him a little bit so he might be a little bit more palatable to the Republican establishment. Now, that didn't work. Those attempts obviously failed, as Trump continues, of course, to Donkey Kong his way through the Republican primary, with the establishment literally freaking out. So, with that said, former ABC news anchor Ted Koppel, he's going to go blame Bill O'Reilly for not only giving Trump airtime, but actually helping him, or blaming him, for destroying the idea of news. Watch.
So let's assess Donald Trump. I've interviewed him a number of times. Not an easy interview. How would you do it?
You know something, Bill, you and I have talked about this general subject many times over the years. It's irrelevant how I would do it. And you know who made it irrelevant? You did. You have changed the television landscape over the past 20 years. You took it from being objective and dull to being subjective and entertaining. And in this current climate, it doesn't matter what the interviewer asks him. Mr. Trump is going to say whatever he wants to say, it as outrageous as it may be. And the fact of the matter is, his audience, as much as anything, is not even a television audience. It's an audience on Twitter. They deal in messages of 140 characters or less, which keeps it nice and simple.
Nice and simple. He's kind of spot on about that. And of course, they do that. They do the simple messages, and they bring Trump on to deliver those simple messages. Well, because of money. I mean, Trump brings in the ratings. It's because news isn't really about news anymore. It's not about informing people. It's not about using facts, logic, and reason. It's turned into nothing but entertainment. That's where we get the whole thing of infotainment. That's exactly what it's turned into. Except there's no info in it. There's actually disinfo. So it doesn't really work. So now, with that said, Bill O'Reilly, he sort of embodies that. Bill O'Reilly's not a journalist, right? He's not even a newsman. He's hardly a reporter. And you know, we know that because, you know, he's lied a lot about his, you know, time as a reporter. And look, he doesn't do journalism. He doesn't tell the truth. He's a propagandist. And he's an entertainer. The guy used to host Entertainment Tonight. Anyway, he's, as I said, he's not a journalist, he's an actor. Now, of course, Bill O'Reilly is not going to respond to that critique from Ted Koppel, which was actually very substantive. Instead, he's going to repeat his question and just continue with the interview.
Okay, but you know, your old network ABC does interview Mr. Trump on a regular basis, and you know, it comes in, and you've got to come in with a strategy with him. You've got to come in with sharp questions, and you're right, maybe his supporters don't care what he says. However, our job, whether I'm a commentator or a reporter, is to get as much information, number one, and two, show the viewer who the person really is. So again, I'll go back to, he's sitting on Nightline, you're opposed right opposite him. How do you do it?
Well, the first way you do it is not in the interview. You do it by some reporting. It's an old-fashioned concept, but I think demonstrating who and what Mr. Trump is and what his various policies really amount to is something you don't do in an interview. He doesn't answer the questions. I've seen any number of your colleagues and mine ask him very pointed questions and do it in a perfectly professional and reasonable fashion. He just ignores the questions. When is the last time you have heard Donald Trump spell out a real policy on anything other than we're going to be the the best, we're going to be the greatest, I'm going to negotiate the best deals you've ever seen? There is no substance in any of that, and nobody among his followers seems to care about that.
Once again, he's right. There is absolutely no substance in Donald Trump's policies or his rhetoric. I mean, you heard him. I'm going to be the greatest. It's going to be the best. It'll be so good, your head will spin. I'm going to replace. He released his recent healthcare plan, right? It's got 5 points. One of the first point is, I'm gonna repeal Obamacare and replace it with something fantastic. And here's how fantastic it'll be: crap, 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 and more crap. Old, incredibly right-wing stuff that basically takes us back to the old way of doing things before the Affordable Care Act, which isn't perfect, but it's better than that. Oh yeah, I want a health savings account. That's what it's going to do. We're going to block grant it to Medicaid to the states so they can essentially cut and kick poor people off it. Great. That's Trump's plan. Health savings accounts. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the individual mandate. We're going to give you health savings accounts, which, by the way, you get into an accident and you get ill, that health savings account, wipe the fuck out. Then what are you going to do? Then, of course, you're going to die in the street, which is what Trump said he didn't want to do. You know what's funny is that Trump, after saying that, he got fucking attacked by Ted Cruz. No, I'm pro dying in the street. I'm pro you dying in the street, not me. If you can't afford it, you should of course die in the street. How dare you, Mr. Trump, say that we should have people not die in the street? This is the argument we're having in 2016. It really is kind of amazing. But once again, no substance. We're going to build a wall, and it's going to get 10 feet higher now. The wall, we're going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. How are you going to do that? No fucking clue. I'm not going to explain it to you. It's amazing. It's amazing. So Ted Koppel is absolutely on point when he says there's no substance here. Everything's in 140 character short messages that are simple, that require absolutely zero thought. And of course, who's at the fault of that people respond to such simple messages? The fucking media. Bill fucking O'Reilly. Once again, absolutely right. He's changed the television landscape from objective and dull to subjective and entertaining. And now in very, very small sound bites. And out of the substance, man, there's so many people following Trump because there's no substance there. There's nothing but authoritarianism. His followers are authoritarians. They love being told that Donald Trump can fix things. And that once he does, everything's going to be fantastic. Hey, it's fantastic. Don't worry about it. It'll be great. It'll make your head spin. It'll be so fantastically awesome. It'll be tremendous. We're not winning anymore, but trust me, you get me in the office, we'll win again. That's his literal message. That's his literal message. And here's the thing, right? Fox News and their viewers, they're susceptible to that message because of Bill O'Reilly, because of Fox News. See, this is what Ted Koppel had been saying, right? When you turn news into entertainment, you're going to get entertainment and no news. You're going to get no facts, no challenges, no reality. And that's exactly what corporate media has done. They've corporatized the news. They've put investor profits over informing the public, which was supposed to be their whole thing. Their whole mission was to inform people so that they could make good choices in who to lead the country. We don't do that anymore. People are not informed anymore, and hence Donald fucking Trump and the Republican Party. And this is a huge detriment to America. Now, what do I mean by that, right? You say, oh, how is this a huge detriment to America? Well, once again, if I have to spell it out, I'm going to spell it out this way. Right now, 2016, you have an entire party that doesn't believe in the fundamentals of science. Science that is true, that is testable and observable with evidence. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in the evidence. Also, same thing. They don't believe that our president, duly elected president, not once but twice, is not an American. That for-profit health insurance reform somehow is government control of medicine. We wish it was socialized medicine because in the places that have it, Canada, the UK, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway, those countries, all those countries have better health outcomes and spend less than we do. We wish we had that kind of socialized healthcare, that medicine. Also, they believe that if government cuts taxes for rich people, that's going to trickle down all over our heads. That the money, that the wealth is going to trickle down. This is a creation, these kind of bullshit narratives. Stuff that is easily disprovable by facts and evidence. This is what the media has done. It has perpetuated endless streams of ignorant and misinformed people. Congratulations, Fox News. Congratulations, Bill O'Reilly. You helped build that.